Today's a day we call Annunciation of the Lord. And it's the anniversary of when Mary was first told by the angel Gabriel that she would have a baby. Christians have celebrated this for a long time on March 25th every year, because in 9 months will come December 25th, which is the anniversary, of course, when we celebrate that Jesus was born. But the story of Mary being told that she would bear a son and that the son's name would be Jesus, which means Yahweh saves, wasn't just a huge event for Mary. It's a major event for us as well, but here's why. It might not be exactly as you expect. You see, Mary lived in a world that was terrifying. When Mary was a child, and throughout Mary's life, there was a despotic leader who was in Rome, who was able to do essentially whatever he wanted. And Mary was a Jew. She was a part of a group of people, a descendant of the nation of Israel, who had been forcibly removed from their own land long before Mary was born. And the Israelites and the Jews, who are a subset of the Israelites, they believed that the reason that they were in such dire circumstances, even while they lived in Galilee and Judea, which was where their nation once stood, they believed that the circumstances were as dire as they were because they were continuing to experience the ramifications of their sin. And until God dealt with the sin of the people, until God did something about the sin, Mary would continue to live under horrifying and terrifying circumstances. All through Mary's life, she would have seen fellow Jews be crucified when they stood up to Rome and when they stood up in defense of their lives. She lived in time of great difficulty, a time that sometimes she would experience famine, a time of heavy taxation, a time of great suffering for her and for her people. And so the reason it was such a big deal for Gabriel to come to Mary and declare that she was going to have a son and that the son would be called Jesus was for Gabriel to tell Mary that the time of suffering as she had once known it was soon to be at an end. You see, Jesus came to reconstitute, to recreate Israel around himself. He came to restore Israel. Now, all the details of that we're not going to unpack just now, but the point is this, that in the midst of great suffering, that God produced a great answer. And that answer was Jesus. And in the midst of our difficulty and of our suffering, right here and now, we have hope in Jesus. Now, when I say that Jesus saves, and that's his name, Yahweh saves, the idea isn't merely that he saves us of our individual sins, although that is true. It's not merely a matter of personal piety, although that is part of it. The hope in Jesus is of a corporate salvation, that all of our broken world, of all the catastrophe we find ourselves facing, particularly in this moment as the coronavirus is spreading, in this moment we have hope in Jesus that his ultimate goal and his ultimate intent is the restoration of all of creation itself. And so we grasp hold of that hope, and in the middle of this Lent season, which is very serious, we have a day of celebration that Jesus is going to be born, and that in Jesus Yahweh saves, and that there is hope for all of creation and all of this brokenness and all of this suffering. And so grasp hold of that hope today. Continue listening, and you can enjoy a wonderful song called Mary, Did You Know? Thank you.